this is Jen from Windrose Fiber Studio. Today let's crochet the Ducky Appliqué. For my ducky, I am using a medium weight yellow yarn and I need just a touch of orange and brown. I'm also using a 5mm crochet hook. I've got a stitch marker and a yarn needle and of course a pair of scissors. I'm leaving links below for the products that you see me using, as well as a few other suggestions that I think would work well. We begin our project with the head of the ducky, and we'll start by making a magic ring using our yellow color. For round 1, you'll work 6 single crochets into the ring. I like to mark the first of these 6 single crochets because it makes it easy to find. At the end of round 1, you can go ahead and close your ring, and you're ready to move on to round 2. Round 2 begins with single crochet increase 3 times. To work a single crochet increase, this means to place 2 single crochets in the next stitch. After you've done that 3 times, you'll single crochet in the next stitch, changing yarn colors to orange. With the last yarn over, pull through 2. With the orange, you'll chain 2, and then you work a slip stitch into the second chain from the hook, changing back to yellow. You'll single crochet in that same stitch, and then we complete round 2 by working a single crochet in the next stitch, a single crochet increase in the stitch after that, and then a single crochet in the next stitch. We'll be doing that chain 1 turn in just a moment, but let's take a minute to look at the head of our ducky. You can go ahead and cut off the orange yarn. If you give the ends of the orange a gentle tug, because they're probably a little loose, that will help to shape the bill. Spend a little time until you're happy with how your bill looks. And now with that chain 1 and turn, you're ready to move on to the body of the ducky. The body of the applique is worked in rows. For row 1, you'll work 3 single crochets in the first stitch. I like to mark the first of these 3 single crochets because this stitch can be a little challenging to find, especially if you happen to be working in a textured yarn. You'll single crochet in the next 3 stitches, and then you're at the end of row 1 and you can chain 1 and turn. Row 2, you'll work a single crochet increase in the first stitch, single crochet in the next 4 stitches, and then 3 single crochets in the last stitch. That will be the stitch that you have marked with that stitch marker. And then you'll chain 1 and turn. For row 3, you simply work 9 single crochets across, then chain 1 and turn. For row 4, you'll skip your first stitch, work 7 single crochets, and then you'll work 3 single crochets in the last stitch, chain 1 and turn. Row 5 begins with a single crochet increase, and then you'll single crochet in the next 7 stitches. This row ends with a single crochet decrease and a chain 1 turn. To work a single crochet decrease, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, then yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. For row 6, you'll skip your first stitch, single crochet in the next 5 stitches, and then work a single crochet decrease, chain 1 and turn. You'll be leaving the last 2 stitches unworked. Row 7, you'll skip the first stitch, single crochet in the next 3 stitches, and then you'll skip a stitch and slip stitch in the next stitch. We're going to finish off our ducky by just pulling the working thread through. I don't really want to create a slip knot here, so I'm just going to thread this yarn onto my yarn needle and then pulling that stitch in the direction towards the bill. I'm going to weave this in on the wrong side of our little ducky. When I weave my tail ends, I like to do 3 passes. This makes for a very secure weave. I'm going to repeat this process with our beginning tail. And I'm also going to weave in these orange threads. When I weave these in, I'm going to be very careful to only go through a ply of the yarn, a very thin amount, so this orange doesn't show through to the front side. Gonna take a moment and double check. You could also secure these ends with a knot and just be careful that that knot is not showing when you sew on your applique. To make the eye, I'm actually dividing this 24/7 cotton by Lion brand and using just 2 strands. Working from back to front, I go through the center of the magic ring and then just a little bit to the left and back down again. When you're happy with your eye placement, you can go ahead and tie off these strands. I'm just using a square knot, right over left, then left over right, and then I can trim off the excess. Before we look at that ducky, I just wanted to show you one using a typical baby weight yarn. Here's a pretty fluffy one in white brushed mohair. If you don't have a fluffy yarn like the one I'm using, you could carry a strand of baby weight yarn with a matching fine strand of mohair. Now I can literally get all my ducks in a row. What would you sew this applique onto? I think it would be so sweet on a baby blanket or a bib or perhaps a little beanie. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. If so, please hit like and subscribe. I post videos every Tuesday and I'm really looking forward to sharing more patterns with you. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.